Alright guys, so today we're going to start on the 94 Accord, and basically let me flip the camera around and give you an angle of the engine bay here. First things first, I'm going to grab this sausage wrapper and get that out of there. But the battery is gone, obviously, and I found a local one at our Interstate Battery Center. Just a little tip for you guys, I highly suggest going to like a battery center. A lot of the times you can get a cheaper deal on the batteries. So this project's going to be big. We got to figure some stuff out here. The paint is horrible. So, but let's get to it. I'm going to go pick up a battery and then we'll put it in there. I need some starter fluid. And the goal today is to see if this engine turns over, because I probably didn't mention it, but the 94 Accord has been sitting since 2017, and it has not seen a day where it's ran in 5 years. So let's do this. Let's bring this thing back to life. Let's go, guys. To the store. And here we are. Alright, so just got out of Interstate. Guy helped me out. He's really nice. I know, decided to go with the Blem. They've just been sitting on the shelf a little longer, and you save about $70. So this build isn't going to be, you know, needs everything. It doesn't need an AGM or something crazy like that. So let's take this back, put it in the car, see what happens. And I'm going to grab starter fluid on the way back. So let's go. Man, we in front row parking at every store today. Yeah. Got the stuff, and of course, my old TL. Not exactly my old TL, but of course we have to see this thing. Bringing back memories. Pretty sweet though. Alright, so little pit stop here. Gonna say hi to some friends and get a wiring diagram. So let's go. Let's check it out. What's up? Alright. So, I didn't really film too much in there because it's during business hours and whatnot, but I'm sure we will do a little bit more, and you can meet my homies at the shop. But we got what we came for, and now let's get back to my shop at the home. So let's go. And we're back. Got the battery. I picked up starting fluid. I also picked up some spark plugs for this thing. So, I don't want this video to be too long, but basically I'm going to put up the camera, I'll film it, bust out the spark plugs, pop off the intake, spray some starter fluid in the manifold there, close it, and then I got to put the battery in there, and then after that I got to hop into the car and mess with the ignition because I do not have a key. So what we're going to do is I have the wiring diagrams, and basically just going to jump this, which is the ignition. So we're going to jump these two wires just to get the starter to go, and hopefully we hear it go pop, pop, pop. But let's see. Alright, so intake's off, battery's on there. Figured out that we were missing a 100 amp fuse, and with the supply and demand, I've jimmy rigged something up there, but it is 100 amps, don't worry about it. So anyways, we've got power, so let me show you the lights here. Even the little signal works, the door's open. We've got both headlights going, brake lights work too. So we've got power, and next thing we're gonna do here, I know I said I was gonna jump the ignition, but I think it's a little easier if I just pull off the ignition switch here and then just plug this bad boy back in and just try and turn it. That way it'll kick on the fuel pump and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try that. This is the exciting part. So I've got the ignition switch out. Took a second to get there, but so a good old screwdriver start. We got lights, and then let me see if I can do this one-handed. Let's hear this bitch. Let's go. It's starting. It's trying. Let's get some fluid in there. Gas is probably bad. Let's try this again. Let's get the fire extinguisher ready here, just in case. Okay. Starter fluid's in. Let's try this again here. Let me try and feather the throttle. This is like the most exciting part for me. Ah. Alright guys, hold on. Hold on. Yeah! Not bad. Probably a vacuum leak or the IAC valve, but we'll take care of it. I'm gonna shut it off. Get my trusty screwdriver here. Woo! Man, that was epic. Okay. From 5 years to 24 hours in my garage, and it's alive. Okay, so it's all good. We got everything here, it's running. I'm gonna kind of wrap this episode up here because I got a lot of stuff to do. There's cleaning, but I gotta do all the fluids and stuff, and that's boring. So I'm gonna do that off camera. But yeah, I'm excited, guys. Like this is awesome. Like holy crap! This thing sat for 5 years, and now we just fired it up. Exhaust sounds pretty good, like a little Civic, But couple things we gotta do. Gonna go get the fluids, like I said, and then I gotta go to a locksmith. I gotta get a key cut for the VIN. Hopefully the ignition is still the factory ignition. Let me go ahead and show you with here if you guys want to see some more in-depth. Basically what I did here was, since I didn't have a key, had to kind of tap these safety screws to get them out. One side was already out. I got this one loose, but then it seized up and got stuck, so I'm eventually gonna have to cut this out and then replace it with some different bolts, probably Torx or something like that. But was able to remove the under piece. I don't know what it's called, but anyways, the metal underneath the steering column, and that gave me more room to slip a screwdriver in there, because there's this nasty little guy right here that's like really hard to get to. There's like two on the front and you're like, oh yay, but this guy was a bitch. So got to that, slid it out, plugged it in, then we had the screwdriver start like you saw. Works every time. So yeah, I didn't really, I'll have to rewatch, but I didn't really see a check engine light come on. There might be, but everything so far works, which is surprising. So far so good. I did hear from the previous owner that the the transmission was acting up. Probably had morning sickness type deal, where in the mornings before it's warmed up, it kind of slips a little bit and shifts hard. But we'll get in there. We can clean the solenoids out. That can help change the fluid. If it all comes down to it, we'll pull the transmission out and we'll put a new one in there. Alright, so I almost forgot here, but at the end of each video, I like to share some of the word about Jesus. This is what I do. This is what I was called to do. So this is Proverbs 3:1-2. It says, "My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you prosperity." Live long and prosper. We've all heard that, right? Well, how do you do that? Through Jesus. You got to give him your heart. You got to keep his commands in your heart. The heart is tricky, man. The heart's going to tell you you want this, or you want that girl, or you want that guy, or whatever. Like, it's going to deceive you and lie. That's what our hearts do. It's not always the right thing to do, but you feel it. You're like, ooh, I want that. But then you got to second guess. And what helps me is praying and asking God to keep my mind straight and to give me the wisdom to know the difference between what my heart is doing and what I actually should do through Christ. And so if you keep God in your heart, he will make that easier. You'll live longer, you'll have better choices, you'll have better outcomes. You prosper, man. You'll prosper with it. So anyways, just wanted to share that with you guys. Thanks for watching the video, and stay tuned for the next one.